Today, we're painting a World War II US paratrooper. First, I prime the miniature with white spray. Then, I cover all the clothing with khaki drill. For this step, I recommend using a slightly larger brush. It holds more paint and makes it easier to get smooth coverage. This shade works perfectly to represent the US paratrooper uniform of the time. For the skin, I go with tanned skin. Work carefully here so you don't spill over onto the areas you've already painted. If it happens, don't worry. You can always fix it later with dead white. The helmet gets a coat of commando green, which is just the right tone for US helmets. For the boots and the wooden parts of the Thompson, I use mahogany. I paint the areas that will later be metallic and black, and at the same time, I cover the soles of the boots. Next, I block in all the combat gear, backpack, shovel cover, belts, and pouches, with German camo black-brown. This not only gives me a solid base tone, but also works as natural shading for the next steps. Make sure everything is well covered. 1 or 2 passes are usually enough. Now I layer khaki over the backpack, straps, and belts. I leave just a thin line of the darker color showing through in the shadows. This works as a subtle lining and gives depth. This tone is very accurate to the equipment used by paratroopers in World War II. To deepen the shadows, I mix khaki with German camo black-brown and apply it on areas like the sides of the pouches or where the backpack meets the back. For the mouth and eyes, I use a mix of black and German camo black-brown. I highlight the skin by mixing tanned skin with sunny skin tone, softening the transitions, and adding light touches. If you'd like to see a step-by-step guide for eyes and lips, check out the PDF we've shared on our social channels. Finally, I add a bit of 𝗂𝗶𝗁 to brighten up the last highlights. To suggest a bit of stubble, I use Lanzer Gray. It adds a realistic greenish tint. I apply it in thin layers, letting each coat dry before the next until I get the effect I want. With saddle brown, I paint the helmet straps and the shovel handle. And to finish, I use chainmail for the metallic parts, with the black underneath serving as natural shading. And there we have it, a paratrooper painted in about an hour. It's ready for the tabletop and has a striking finish. As you've seen, Vallejo's paint ranges make it possible to recreate historical miniatures with precision. You can check out the step-by-step of our paratrooper's base on our socials. We'd love to hear your thoughts on what you'd like to see in future videos. And here's a question for you. Do you know what the object next to our paratrooper is and what it was used for?